Welcome back, YouTube. So in this video, I want to do an update of a video we made a couple days ago, and I was pointing out that we're potentially going to have a golden cross and get an idea of where the next trend, where that next trend is going to begin at, so we can kind of start charting it and get an idea of what type of momentum that we're working with. And for the most part, we have the cross beginning here. We have the 14 to 72 crossing. Over the next day, I'll say especially the next 48 hours, we'll have a definite cross here to kind of see a price point. But right now, they are overlapping. So I wanted to make this video here so we can start talking about what we're going to look at next here as far as for pinpointing what type of aggression we're seeing with this new trend. And if you take a look here, if you look to see where we're crossing at, you'll see the upward trend where we kind of bottomed out around, what's this, the 6th of the month here. We've kind of been trending upward ever since. And we're really just using the 14-day as like a means of support, which is not abnormal. We did this here initially on the trend here before the run got really aggressive, and we were even beating the 14-day with the steepness of the increase here. So you'll see us kind of charting along here back in November. You'll see that was kind of the case, and then we started getting really, really aggressive before going up. So this here is not an abnormal way to start the next trend, but it kind of gives you an idea. So we can kind of have almost like a fault line of like expectations as far as for rallies and where to potentially see rejections at. I'll wait to get a confirmation of the cross here because we do have some overlapping of the 14 down here. So we have to start it a little later. So I'm not going to start it from the actual reversal just because these rejections here kind of invalidate the previous trend. So we're going to wait. But ultimately, this is probably where I'll start here, probably right where it's crossing, and we'll if this trend kind of maintains itself and what type of indication or strength level of this next leg up that we're going to be looking at here soon. So we're getting confirmation here that what we've kind of been anticipating has been correct, and this is a likely indicator based off of the previous momentum. But if you look at the previous three crosses, they always told the story of what was to come. For those of you who haven't watched the previous couple of videos, I'm talking about here back in October. Yes, the previous momentum up into the cross is obviously what leads to it, but obviously you need momentum to cross in the first place, but it ultimately it indicates a reversal in trend. So you can kind of expect it to continue afterwards. It's very rare that you'll see a cross happen and then it just reverses immediately after the cross. It will take something probably like a negative catalyst or something to kind of invalidate that signal. So for those of you saying, oh, okay, well, the crosses are always accurate. None of the signals are 100% accurate, but typically speaking, especially if we're looking at the last, they do indicate movement that's about to come. So the last time we had the golden cross here was back in, was this October, and we had the movement here, and this was the signal that we had the golden cross, and then we crossed 200, which is obviously an even better signal. And we had this major run up here. Now, the unique thing here is, unlike last time, we never dropped below that 200. So we're actually raising our 200 level, which is you always want to make sure you don't necessarily have to give up all your gains every trend or drop down to major low ranks on 200 day to have the next. So that's just not a catalyst here for how strong this movement is going to be. But what we do have here is like what we talked about last week, here filling the bowl and having our next point of rejections here, which is setting up somewhere between 921 and 940, which is going to be where we're going to fill out this bowl at, and then we can start talking about breaking out of the zone and ultimately retesting those previous highs. But it's starting here. We're having this cross at this golden cross, and we'll chart this. Where right now we're green. We see the green candle here, so I kind of expect it to recover the 14. And then, like I said, I wait a couple more days, and then we'll start that to kind of see how aggressive and kind of get an idea of the steepness of this climb here, and more importantly, see what we're going to do about that 921 level here once we close out. We've hit it a couple of times, and we weren't successful. So we'll see what the maybe third time's the charm. We'll see once we get up there. That'll be obviously um, a very strong indicator for this move here, and ultimately see what kind of signal we're getting here. So we have a few things going on, but ultimately it's shaping up to fulfill itself kind of what's going to happen. So just the ways of catching us off guard, slow and steady. As you guys know, I'm not a big fan of the gap runs. On shorts real quick. Yeah, not much from shorts again. More than likely, you're not going to see them until you get some bigger moves. They'll typically come out of hiding then. If you're looking at it, the charts closely, they don't typically come out unless we have some stronger indicator. Checking BTC shorts. Similar, been probably much more aggressive spikes, but then again, for BTC, obviously, it's been a lot of capital flowing in there, and they have an E coming up. So we'll see, and ultimately, this will be great too because now the 14 is catching up with the price action from BTC. So we'll see if we're going to have a sell-off here. It'd be very interesting to see if we're going to drop back down to around 50 as a consolidation here because this is a big move up right here for this red candle. So we'll see. That'll be a great thing to watch too in the next 48 hours to see if we can have that sell-off here and catch ourselves around the 49.5 range. So that'll be a good thing to kind of keep an eye on as far as for liquidity coming into the market. An idea of what that spillover is going to be into some of those other coins. Check Ethereum as well over here. Oh yeah, well Ethereum is on a tear. It's well above the similar to what Doge is doing back in October. It's tearing well above the 14-day. You may have to use the 7-day to kind of get an idea of how aggressive this is. But yeah, so there's some room there to play. This is kind of what I meant. I don't necessarily think the Dogecoin will be this aggressive, but you see this tiny dip below the 72, and then it crosses the 72 again, and you have that golden cross like almost immediately afterwards, and then just tears to heaven. I don't think the crossing of the 14 and 72 on Doge is going to be that aggressive, but typically, like I was just saying, this is typically an indicator of what's to come. So you have the cross here, but most of it because of the gap here between the 14 and 72, because of the aggressiveness. When we did get the death cross confirmation, well, obviously you can see the steepness here, especially with this gap down, you kind of see it coming. The momentum had already the momentum had already passed, so then it just kind of had a trend reversal and crossed again. So this is one of the things you kind of have to right here. This is what I'm saying. Give it 48 hours, 24 hours instead of just oh here it is right now. Right now it's going to take off. Give the candles enough time to kind of work out so you can see what the market is telling you. So as of right now, it's hinting toward everything that we kind of assumed was going to happen. So right now, nothing has happened that has invalidated that. So we're still on track. Again, I don't necessarily think once we cross here, we're going to see that tear like on Ethereum, but it is indicating that we're going to continue this current trend here, which can certainly put us back up to some of these levels here within the next week or so. We even continue moderately at this extension level. So that being said, that is my update on price action. Everything is still chugging along. Nothing has happened to invalidate it. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. I will see you guys in the next video.